All right, I'm recording. So all we've done is we've rebooted and we've cancelled the auto setup. We've put in an admin username and password, and we're currently setting the service interface to nothing. Now the management interface, this is the one we actually care about. So we want it to be 20.20. Now what I've done is I've actually built up a little routed network here, and I've actually got a router up here, the CSR 1000V. That is set up as a router, DHCP server, network address translation, everything. So everything behind. So I've created VLAN 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70, and they're all behind that router that are net translated to my real network to get on the internet. So because I'm trying to make this as real as possible. This is real. This is VLAN 20. So VLAN 20 is the management VLAN that we want to use to manage. So VLAN 20 is for management. VLAN 60 is for the lightweight access points, and VLANs 30, 40, and 50 are for users, staff, student, and guest. Now it's only got one management point. Now the DHCP server is the router, so we've got to make that one. Virtual gateway address. Now this is a bit of fun actually. I've been using 1.1.1.1 for years because it was no one had it, but they've actually sold it in the last few years. So 1.1.1.1 is actually now a totally legitimate real address, but we still use it anyway. But I guess if you're doing this in production now, you'll have to think of a different one. Now the RF mobility group is just nonsense, so we don't have to worry about this. Now the wireless SSID, we'll call it Josh Wi-Fi just for fun. I mean, obviously in the lab notes I've given it a. Hopefully you've got that document open. It's in the chat if you haven't got it. Yes, it is. It is Cloudflare DNS, but that's only recent. Like I say, I've been doing this since 2009 using controllers as the architecture, and back then 1.1.1.1 was definitely not sold. So now DHCP bridging. We accept the defaults, allow statics. Now this is a big one. I'm going to say yes just for fun, but in the real world, you always say no to this because you want control. So actually we'll say no. So what you want is any user using your Wi-Fi has to get an IP address via your Wi-Fi. Why? Because you can track them. Because you track everyone, because you see the IP addresses go through, you know exactly who's, you know what I mean? But if someone has a static, they're harder to track. Now, we're not going to set up radius this week, so we'll say no. Now, this one, if I wanted to, I could type question mark, help, sorry, and there's all the country codes. But of course, in the instructions I've said type AU because we're AU. Now, do we want to enable B? Yes. Do we enable A? Yes. Do we enable G? Yes. Do we want automatic radio frequency, which means let the access points pick and choose their own channels? Yes, we do. Do we want to configure time? I'll say no because I can't be bothered. Do we want to set the time? I'm going to say no because it's a virtual PC. It's actually leeching the time from the VMware anyway. But real world, you definitely want to set NTP, and you'd want to set the time. But thankfully, the time is going to be set. Do we want IPv6? No. All right. So we have gone through and we've set the most fundamental settings because everything we do now after this point is going to be done via the GUI. Now there's a few things we can do from the command line, but we can also do them via the GUI as well. So actually we'll do them, let's oops, hang on now, I've got to press the any key. So what did I say? No, it's not. Lab 3. All right, so this is the document you've hopefully all got. So this is basically my setup. I've got a trunk and I've got all sorts of magics, but I've done a dodgy. So I've answered all these questions. Yeah, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do those commands. So the reason why we have to do this is because we're using old access points. And these old 350, which you can see behind me on the floor, we've got a 350 5 on the left and a 3507. I'll move my thing so you can't see anymore. 3505 on the left and 3506 on the right. And they're both more than 10 years old and their factory installed certificates are out of date. So therefore we need to turn off the manufacturer install certificate and turn off the self-sign certificate, because otherwise it sorry, it's doing a whole bunch of interesting things in the background. So we don't want to do this. Now, something else we want to do as well is the master enable. In fact, how do I get my view? Oh, actually, no, if I just do this, I'll make it a bit skinnier. Take it away. Yes, it is. Awesome. Come on. Where's the PDF gone? Here it is. All right, there we go. I'm winning at life at the moment. So, admin P855. All right. Let's make sure the networking is working. I hate that number lock. Hooray, networking's working. So we want to, oh yeah, show interface sum is a really good one as well, because that lets us know that, see, VLAN 20 is tagged. Because in the classroom we do this twice. We do it once untagged, once tagged. But I already set up everything in my little home, little mini network as to be VLAN 20s exist as a proper trunking VLAN. And if you want to know, I had to actually hacksaw reg hack my PC to allow tag traffic as well. So that was a bit of fun. I had to Google that one for a while as well. So we want to, so config, whoops, config AP search, ignore mic enable, and we want to self-signed enable, and we want to set up it as a master. What that means is that it'll answer broadcasts. So any access points that wake up that are completely factory set will join this controller. So if you've got 10 controllers, you have one with hardly anything on it that's a master. So everything new joins it, and then you just jump on and you say, and then you tell it where to go. I'll show you how to do that in a minute as well. So just remind me if I don't. So I've done that. Oh, license. Now right now the license is set to only 12. In fact, oh no, we want to reboot it. So let's actually activate the license, because it comes with a trial license. So let's activate the license. License, modify, priority, base, AP, count. Oops. This one doesn't tab complete, and we say hi. I don't know why there's a low, medium, high, but now it says, yeah, dude, you're going to do license. So we go, yes, yes, yes. And we say accept. We say yes. That's it. So we go save. And then reset system. The system will now restart. Now, of course, it's got bogus certs. There's no certs of any kind. It's all dodge. So you're always going to get this warning until you actually get a store-bought certificate, put it on there, and use the proper name to get to it. So we just always trust it, and here it is. Bang. Wireless LAN Controller. So log in. Admin P855. All right, and here we are. So here's the controller. And you'll be able to do all of this on NetLab. So we need to verify that these settings took. Security AP policies. So we go to the security tab, and we go to AP policies, and see it didn't take. Don't know why it doesn't do that sometimes. Excuse me, apply. And what was the other one? Controller, advanced, master controller mode. So controller, advanced, master controller mode, that is set. All right, so we'll save that. So let's spend 1 minute navigating the home screen. So monitor. So this is the home screen. You've got your basic stuff here. So you've got your access points. Remember, this is all just looking. CleanAir, we'll talk about in a minute. Once these guys are booted up, I'll show you CleanAir. CleanAir is pretty fun. Statistics, rogues. Now, obviously, there's no rogues at the moment because it's a brand new install. But once these guys have been on for a few minutes, it's going to see all the Meraki nonsense and my home network is going to show up there after a few minutes. Clients, of course, there's no clients and all that sort of stuff. Now, so this is just monitor. This is where everything, you get to look at everything. So it's version 8.0.152. It's Josh. It's been on for 3 minutes. I've given it 2 CPUs, and it's got no access points and no clients. So WLAN. Remember during the install? Sorry, look here. Remember during the install, we created a wireless LAN. So we click on that, and here's all the settings. It's currently enabled. It's currently broadcasting the SSID. It's currently on this VLAN or internet, but we'll fix that in a minute. So when we go to security, once I say you can do all this yourself without an access point. Go security, layer 2. So we've got none, which is open. We've got WPA or WPA version 2. We've got 82.1x only. We have static WAP. Yay! Should we use static WAP? Everybody? Thumbs up or thumbs down for static WAP? No, it's thumbs down. Spoiler alert. CKIT, which I haven't used in years. So I'm pretty sure no one else uses it anyway. And a bit of EEP, which I don't use either way. So we're going to leave it on WPA version 2. Now, down here, notice that, where is it? WPA. We want pre-shared key because we're not using 82.1x, we're not using cyclic key redundancy, we're not using any of the other things, and we get a challenge for what key we're going to use. So I just use my old favorite, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, and click apply. So now we've set the WPA2 password. It's actually, that's right, this is 8.0. When you see, I'm going to show you the newest and new, but the problem is the newest and new doesn't support my access points. I talked a little bit about that last week, and I'll just remind you, it's in the shell. Oh, what's wrong? I don't want this guy. It's in the shell, but there it is. But I'll show you anyway, just to remind you. This is, I downloaded this from the internet for last year, and the only thing that's happened is 8.9 has gone up to a different number. But see, I've got 35s and 36s. So if I say 3500 access point, the very first one I can find is 8.5.1. So that means this is the way Cisco maintain their it's time to update. If I want a feature that comes with 8.6, I can't use my 35s. I can't use my 36s. Throw them all in the bin. I'm so thankful, because when we were building Building 7 at Elga, I went to a conference and I spoke to the guy, and he was demoing the 3600s. And I said, bro, these are off the Chizang. And hang on, and 3600. And he said, yeah, they are. And I said, I'm building a new building, I'm going to buy a heap of these. And he says, oh yeah, what sort of controllers running? I said, I'm running 4400. He said, no, we can't buy these. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, they're not supported because 7.0 will work on a certain controller. And you can't, to get to the next iteration of controllers, it won't go above 7.2. Look how high it's gone in revision, 252 revisions. So if I'd bought 3600s for that new building, it would have been boned, because my 7.0 only supports 3500s. Do you see what I mean? So if we go back to 3600 again, scroll up to the top, they age out at 8.5. So if I inadvertently think, oh, 8.6, I'm going to go 8.6 all the way, none of my APs would join. They'd be all just sitting on the roof flashing away, not doing anything at all. So what I've done, now I tried last year 8.5, but they did something weird with VLANs, and I couldn't figure it out, and I only had another day before class started. So I went back to an old favorite, 8.0. So the one I'm using today is 8.0152, because it supports all the access points I need, and all the VLANs work exactly the way I anticipate. But just for fun, later on, just before we finish today, I'm going to show you what the interfaces look like with the new versions. So, because that has WPA, the tick boxes are in different spots. So they have WPA version 3 as well. Now, layer 3 security is if you've got a, remember how we talked about splash page? So that's a layer 3 sort of authentication. If you wanted to have that, you'd have none on layer 2, but for layer 3, you'd have a splash page. And like I say, you can play with all these settings yourself and do all that sort of stuff. Oops, hang on, better cancel that. Now, AAA servers, week after next, we're going to start playing with Radius. And I've downloaded the newest version of ICE, and I'm hopefully going to play with it and get it to work, because that goes here. And then you just add the server, and then when you log in using 802.1x, it asks the server, authenticates you, then lets you in. Now, something I didn't talk about, no, it's here under. So, actually, no, I'll save that for them. So that's the Wi-Fi. So I've just done super basic, just layer 2 security, pre-shared key, using WPA version 2, and I've typed in the key. Now, wireless is empty because there's nothing there yet. Actually, sorry, let's go back to wireless is empty, but this is all stuff for the physical radio management. So let's actually get some radios going, and let's see what we got. And then security management of the guts of the device, and then commands about software updates and all that sort of stuff. Oh wow, where did I get that IP address from? No idea. I don't even know what that is. Oh, I think that's my one of the VMware ones. Maybe it is. All right, so let's go back to here. Now, what we need is we need 2 versions of PuTTY. PuTTY into COM3. Excellent. PuTTY into COM3, and we need PuTTY again into COM. I want to say 4. Yes. All right. PuTTY into. So one of them is the 3500, and one of them is the 3600. So what we'll do is we'll just sneak this down a pinch. All right. So let me plug these in. I'll plug in the 3500 first. Well, we'll see which one happens. You can see if I have my. You can just see those lights. Which, no, whatever. So, which one's that? No, the other one. Never mind. All right. So now they're booting up. Now the reason why I've got these on the screen is because I want you to see the join. So what's going to happen is, actually, we'll go to wireless. There we go. And there, where's the other? And there's the other. Because what you're going to see is these guys are going to join the Wi-Fi. You see them madly flashing away in the background. And when they join, they're going to be upgraded. So right now they're just decompressing the iOS. So which is the top one? The top one. I'm trying to read it. I can't see it. I think who had really good eyes? You might have seen it as it went past. There. Okay. Yeah, 3505 is on top. 3506 is on the bottom. I was right. Because what I want to show you is that I want you to see, because we're recording this. Yes, you're going to see the join messages. It's a bit hard to see, but they're sort of a whitish green, and those colours will actually change during the upgrades and all that sort of stuff. Now, if they don't automatically join, it just means that they've still got their config from the last time they're in a lab. So I'll just have to factor them, but that only takes about a minute. What time is it? Oh, there you go, joined. AP joined, W Wireless Controller, Josh 8. There it is. It's found it. There you go. So the 3506 is joined, and it's there. Yeah, I just had to clear it because it was joined to a different controller before. So now, see, because that's what I was looking for, this line here. Join controller, AP's join controller, Josh WLC 8.0. And you can see here, there it is on the screen. Now, any second now, it should sort itself out and it should start advertising Josh Wi-Fi, or whatever it was that I called it. Okay, now the top one has sent a join request. Oh, and look, it says, look, see how, sorry, I hope you can see that. See how it's flashing rando blue, flashy blue? Flashy blue says, get me, oh no, flashy blue says, get me a new, it's downloading the iOS. Because remember last week, I got it to join, or trying to join, a 7. So now it's joined 8.0. It's actually re-getting a new version of the firmware on it. So that's the first thing it does. And if I go to the here, it's the second one is there, and its status is download, because it's actually updating itself. So this one, I'm a bit sad though, because this one should have started to advertise. I know what it is. Now, if you look at the lab notes, it says that we have to set the access point mode to Flex Connect, because it's just something to do with virtual controllers. Oh, the iOS is actually inside the guts of the controller. So as part of the firmware for the actual wireless LAN controller, it has like 70 or 80 different iOSs in it. Because every time you get a controller, its job is to make sure the iOS on the access point matches the controller. So if it's different, it actually pushes it out. And if we were quick enough, it might have rebooted. No, there it is. Oh, see, there. It used to be 7410. That's what it was. But by the time it reboots, it will be 80, whatever it just put on it. There, see, it will go to 80, hopefully that. So it found it, and it said it wasn't happy, so it downloaded a whole new iOS. So it's literally done its upgrade for you. So that's one of the things you got to know when you do an upgrade on your controller. Once the upgrade on your controller is finished, all of your access points will automatically upgrade. Yeah, that's why it's flashing like it is, because it's still updating. And then it should reboot in a minute, and then it should be good to go. Now let me grab my phone and my $2 tripod. If I go to settings, yes, yeah, I can't see Josh Tester yet, and you haven't seen it in the logs because, oh, sorry, the blue one. Is the blue flashing? You can just see it. It's just there on the camera. So there we go. Oh, there we go. It's still doing housekeeping. So it's deleting that, and now it's rebooting. Now that'll take a second to reboot. So while it's rebooting, we'll go back to wireless and see it's gone because it's rebooting. So this is the 3506. Now, it's not actually broadcasting any wireless at the moment because we have to change it from local mode into Flex Connect. That's just, I don't know why, it just is one of those little sort of idiosyncrasies with, and unfortunately, clicking that button makes it reboot. But I couldn't see that Josh Wi-Fi that I made. So now, so 3506 on the bottom, 3505 at the top, and there we go. So it's rebooted. Now it's now booting from the new iOS. So we'll just wait because all this is fun fun, waiting. In fact, has it already done it? Oh, normally it makes you reboot. Hang on. Let's see. I'll get out my phone. And I'll see. I'll see if I can see it. Yes, okay, I can see Josh Wi-Fi now. So I'm gonna try and join it. Join. Okay. I must have done this lab before because it didn't ask me for the password, and I used the same password. So I've just joined. Is that going to work? Yes, I've just joined Josh Wi-Fi, and it's given me the IP address 192.168.20.30, which is the start of the DHCP pool for the 20 VLAN. So hang on, is that one almost ready? We'll watch the other. Oh, notice too, it's a bit hard to see, but the one on the right, the line's gone blue now. So in Cisco land, a solid blue means at least one client connected. Solid green means I'm happy, but there's no clients. So any second now, the one at the 3505 should be booted. Look, there we go. I'm being attacked. I reckon it's because that those access points are right next to each other. They're probably not happy about that. Come on, what are we doing? And all right, I think has it joined yet? No, it hasn't joined yet. Is it joined? No, still not joined. I'm going to rename this because it's annoying me now. So I'm going to call it JWAP-3600. That's a good name. Kapow. And if we go back here, look, now the prompt's changed. Now look, notice too, whenever you make any changes, it's disabled and re-enabled almost instantly, but it's still disabled and re-enabled. So if you're doing wholesale changes, you will interrupt your customers. They will be kicked off. This guy's being a bit recalcitrant. Why isn't he joined? Oh no, there he is. So we'll leave that there because I can't be able to change it. Now, so they're on VLAN 60, like I said. So the first part of this lab we have to do is, let's set him to Flex Connect as well, otherwise we'll never join. Local mode, Flex Connect. Look at all the differences. So we got monitor, rogue sniffer, rogue detector, sniffer, a bridge, a Flex Connect bridge, or SE Connect. So they're all the different options you've got. But in order to get this to work, so we can just head to rogue detector if you want. Let's just do that just for fun. I've never tried that before. So we'll see what happens. Actually, let's see if we've detected any rogues yet. So now back on the home page too, look. Wow, 14 rogues and one client, that's me. See, we got, it's rebooting, is it? Yeah, because I said it, it's rebooting, of course it is. So we got one radio and one client. If I click on details, there I am. That's my phone. I'm connected to that access point. And if we click on me, there's my MAC address. That's my interface. That's my VLAN because I'm on that interface. No CCX. That's a bit disappointing. They're my speed capabilities. What else have we got here? There's no 802. AN. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, N. It's N. So it's running N. 802.11. Anything else interesting? Some traffic, some speed. My RSSI 53, which is basically on top of it because I am. And that's about it. So policy management. I should just refresh this. I should do a link test. Sometimes they work, sometimes it doesn't. Chrome stuffs it up. This is meant to pop up in the middle of the screen. With Chrome, it doesn't work sometimes. Now what are you doing? Oh, of course you rebooted. I turned it into a rogue stiffer, so it's rebooting. Silly me. Link tail, that's alright, because the CCX doesn't work. So we'll go back. Oh, see that? I could have removed it if I wanted to. It's a bit of fun. No CCX. I would have thought I would have had CCX. Alright, so let's look at the lab for today. So what we have to do is we need to create interfaces because we've got 30, 40, and 50. They're proper VLANs that we want to set up. So we go into monitor again. So that's the home screen, right? We go into controller interfaces. So these are interfaces. We're going to create a new one. Let's call this one VLAN 30 staff. Oh look, someone's been doing some preparation for today's class. And we'll call it 30. Now, notice here, you have to give an IP address. For some reason, they want you to actually have a placeholder IP address. Just for, I don't know why, maybe just sort of some bizarre connectivity. It is what it is. No, 30 by 1 will do. But it supports multiple DHCP servers, supports everything like that, and the VLAN is important. It can be for your access points, but it's not. It can be our guest VLAN. Oh, look at that, guest VLAN. Or it can be our quarantine VLAN. You know, interesting things like that. So let's do that. Let's go back to controller. So that's VLAN 30 staff. Let's create VLAN 40 student 40 apply 40.10 40, and once again the DHCP server will be 40. I'm pretty sure you should have the DHCP server. Actually, no, I don't think it matters actually. DHCP server and the same. We'll find out. We'll do it together. It'll be a bit of fun. And then last but not least, we need VLAN 50 for guests. Now we're not actually going to do guests today, but we're just going to create it just for fun, just so that it's there. We'd sort of do the same because this week, next week, the week after, every lab you always do it the same. You always set them up to be the starting point. But what I really want to show you, 2.168. All right. So now we've created. Now I've created interfaces, and these are VLANs that are linked to these guys. So we go back. So this is VLANs. They're just like VLANs. They're just interfaces. So now we go back to the wireless. Now we go back to WLANs. Now there's Josh Wi-Fi. Let's leave that there for the minute, and let's create a new one from scratch. So it's going to be called. We'll call it Josh Student. Josh Student. And the SSID we'll call Josh Student. So I can't spell something's gone wrong. There it is. Apply. Now this is where we get to set it up. So we're going to set it up from scratch. So first thing of all, now look at the interfaces. Now we get a nice list. So let's put it on 40 for students. Let's enable it. Let's go into security, and why don't we just make it open, just for the sake of today, because it's quick and easy. And like, if anyone's driving past my house in the next 10 seconds, and I can jump on my network, that's fine. Yeah. Well, actually, we'll play with this in 2 weeks because I don't want to do anything about it today. So we'll just make it. We'll just make it open. So apply. So it's enabled. So now I go back to my phone. We go to settings. Actually, I'll leave my phone. I'll use the iPad because I've got an iPad here, and you might be able to see it more clearly. To turn off all my games and my kids have loaded here. Settings. Sorry. So we go to settings. We go to Wi-Fi. So it's a bit, I know it's a bit hard to see, but all the Meraki ones are still there. Hopefully that'll show up on the recording. So I want Josh student. And it's a bit hard to see there, but there was no padlock. So this is wide open. So I've tapped it, and I'm getting the squirrely of death, and I've got a nice big green tick. Now, what's the most important thing I want to see? Can you see the IP address I've got? Is that readable?
102?
Yeah, but it's 40, right?
40.30?
40. It's 192.168.40.30. So obviously it's too hard to read, but just take my word for it. It's 30. It's 40. So I'm on VLAN 40. So this is what I mean about setting up VLAN. So now I've got a different SSID and I put it on a different VLAN. So what's happening is the traffic is going in the air, it's going to the access point, it's being VPN'd through to the controller, and then it's being spat out on VLAN 40. And then it's going to DHCP and all that sort of stuff. So this is how we do it. So if we go back to here, back to, what do we want? We've got clients. So we've got clients, and there's my iPad. So you can see that that's the IP address that was given, that's the access point it's joined to, that's the SSID, it's now a member of. If you click on this, we get the same sort of, exactly the same sort of thing. Now, just for fun, what time is it? 4:30, we're doing all right. Now, remember I talked about rogues. It thought that we could see lots of rogues. So let's do unclassified. All right, here we go. So someone near me has a dash cam. This has popped up everywhere, actually. I don't know what that is. I think it's the new Telstra Air or the Vodafone Air.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is associated with Telstra Air.
Yeah, one of those is, yeah, because I see it all the time now. There's my actual Wi-Fi that I care about. See, look, 2 clients. See, it knows how many clients I've got on here. Was that just one page? Yeah. Oh, look, and here are all. Well, these are the ones. These are the Meraki ones you guys all made last week. So these are all showed up because they're all in my room. But if we click on, let's say, if we click on this one here, the one column that's missing is RSSID, is SSID. If we had a, so if we click on this, for example, it'll be off the Chizang. What is it? 38. Because it's literally, a meter away. So that's like, that's crazy. Where was I? Unclassified. So let's see where this dash cam is. Oh, 87. So one of my neighbours must have it. I'm pretty sure this black VUE, I'm pretty sure that's a dash cam model number. So that is, that's pretty hard to get. 87 is pretty far away. You can't, it's not, in fact, what about this person here? See, 93. I wouldn't even be able to see that on my iPad on my phone. It just wouldn't show up because it's just too far away. So when you see rogues, anything over 80, you can almost guarantee is outside your property. It's just so far away. So Telstra Air, 88, it's far away. Fawn, 88, super far away again. So these are my options. I can contain or alert, but like I said, contain is nasty. So I wouldn't choose to do it. But I can always classify it. I can say it's friendly, I can say it's malicious, I can say it's custom, and then I can go back later and set up a policy for alerts, so the alerts are slightly different. What else have we got that's interesting? VW, VLAN, 90. See, it's on the N 2.4. Channel width 20, we talk about the frequency width, all that sort of stuff. Now, something I didn't talk about because it's hard to see unless you've got an access point, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you everything that you need an access point to see. A lot of the other stuff you can just play with yourself on NetLab or download the thing. Now, just with wireless, I want to do one thing because I don't know if the high speed's enabled. So let's check that. Let's go into A radio. So we've got dynamic channel assignment. So these are all the channels. Now, once again, you can still do this without an access point because this is just settings. So on the 5 gig radio, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 channels to choose from. And so it'll automatically. But I can always set that. I can fix it and say, no, I want you to stay on this channel, don't move. But that's a bit of changes. The second one that I love is called DPC. It's dynamic power. There we go, TX power, dynamic power. So once again, it's gonna, those two access points that are right next to each other, they're gonna detect, if they're part of the same infrastructure, which technically they are, they're gonna detect each other and they're gonna want to drop their power. So let's figure out how we can see what their power levels are without having to go into them. No, I can't. Never mind. I think you need the proper back-end software, and you can see. Actually, we'll go into it. Where is it? Credentials. Well, look at this. This one even supports GPS. If it had a GPS, so you could geolocate stuff. So newer access points will have a micro GPS built in. So they'll actually geolocate themselves for you. Credentials, interfaces, so it's got gigabit, it's got 2 radios. Oh, CleanAir's down. Why is CleanAir down? Maybe I have to enable it. CleanAir, no. You can also turn the LEDs off as well if you wanted to. Pop. There we go. The LEDs are off now. Because you believe it or not, even though these things are white and they're on the roof and they're basically invisible, some people say, oh, they're flashing lights, annoying. So you can turn the lights off. But from a troubleshooting perspective, that's a nightmare. Where is CleanAir and why is it off? Because CleanAir is disabled and it's usually disabled. It's usually disabled globally, which is annoying. Advanced, wide balancing, band select, RF profiles. Oh, hang on, maybe it's on this page. No, not there either. Damn it. CleanAir should be on though. It should say. Oh, here we go. You have to click on it. So, this one's automatic, asterisk, automatic. Channel 1, automatic channel 11. Power level 1, which is maximum. So you've got you can, well, no, CleanAir is enabled. CleanAir is enabled. Take it, this is enabled on this band. Well, it is enabled. So why don't you show me CleanAir? Right, just give me 1 sec, because CleanAir is amazing. No, doesn't like it. Oh well. Maybe it's on here. I haven't played with this for a while, so I've forgotten where all the settings are. Here we go. Look, if you're if someone screwed the labels on you, or you've accidentally no. So maximum is maximum, and what they do is they ramp this. Just imagine. So the question in the chat is about region and power levels. Typically, region is for channels. Actually, no, you're right. Region is probably power levels as well. But normally, you over-engineer it so the access points are too close to each other. So they turn their power down. So they can turn the power up if... So let's say someone screwed the pooch and the installer's made a mistake, and we think we're on the access point that we think we're on. So we're gonna tell this access point to start flashing. Oh, it's not gonna do it. What's happened? Did it LED state? Oh yeah, let's make it flash for 15 seconds. There we go. So now, it might be a bit hard to see, but it's flashing a rainbow. It's strolling through about 6 colours. Well, there's about 3 colours. So we're walking around with our laptop and we're saying, dude, where's that access point? It's right there. So no, I can't find it. Which one is it? It's the one that's flashing. Oh yeah, I see it now. So stuff like that, a bit of fun. What else? There was something. The road detection is turned on. AP group, region. Well, I've locked the region because I set the region globally. CDP is on. I don't know why CleanAir is turned off. Never mind. Actually, we'll go back to the other one because the other one's a bit more interesting because it rebooted. Oh no, it hasn't got the backup. So it's wiped the software because normally it keeps the old software as a super emergency fallback, but never mind. And this has got a lot less settings because maybe clean. Oh, here's CleanAir. It's not enabled. Don't. That's why. So it's actually under the individual radios. You've got to turn on CleanAir. It's done. CleanAir should be on by default because CleanAir is amazing. Because look at the stuff we can tell it. Bluetooth, microwave oven, continuous jammer, a mobile phone, a video camera, Xbox, PlayStation, beacon. It detects all this stuff and it can give you a report. Possibly, yeah. That's why some overseas boosters don't really work because they're different. They've got different things. So where were we? So we've got dynamic power or power control, TPC, power control. So if you're feeling a bit funky, I would never turn it on maximum for the B radio because there's only 3 channels. Because let's look at dynamic channel assignment. In the B radio, whoops, hang on, come on. Now, by default, it's smarter than me and it knows that it should only choose 3 channels because channels 1, 6, and 11 don't overlap. If you think about the channels that are nice sort of domes, you've got 3 bumps with a gap in between. And all the other channels, their domes touch other channels. But if you want to, you can enable more channels. But by default, it only switches between them. So every 10 minutes, it'll evaluate how much noise and junk is on each channel that each access point is on, and it will move it accordingly based on what it wants to do. And there you go, it last happened 422 seconds ago. And you can always, if you set it to a different thing, you can always do it again. I mean, you can trigger it to say, do it now. But most of the time, it's smarter than we are. So, I'm sorry, wrong screen. We want this one. There you go. So the 5 gig radio, one's on 36 and one's on 157. And the power level is 1, which is maximum. And this one is, in fact, I might turn the other one off while we talk about other stuff. I'll make it not a rogue detector anymore. And then you'll see hopefully that hopefully it will not be, hopefully one of them will turn the power down so that you'll see that, because they're right next to each other, so that they shouldn't really be that happy. All right, what else? So there's all the countries that I showed you that before. What else do we need to know today? So let's look at the lab. So we created our 3 VLANs, staff, student, and guest. That's done. We've created a new profile name and we've mapped it to that SSID and we've joined it. Oh, and that was it. So this is the failback stuff. All right, so that's that. So we've done most of today's lab, just in a bit of a dodgy hack way. But just look at the rogues now. It's up to 30. Ooh, Rouge Clients. Here we go. Okay, they're all the stuff in my house. That's fine. So now this is what I want to show you. So this client itself has been seen by this access point, and it's 54. So if this was a corporate network, I would absolutely know 1000% that this Rouge client was inside my building, because 54 is like, only 10 meters away from this access point. Like I say, anything under about 50 is right on top of it. Anywhere between 50 and 70 is, within 10 to 20 meters, maybe 50 meters, depending on your walls. And anything over 80 is not worth worrying about because it's just too far away. But yeah, like I say, rogues, you can find rogues. Yeah, see, I can't see any other rogue clients because even though I can see lots of rogues, I can't see any of their clients because they're too far away. They're just too far away. This one always makes me laugh. I wonder what the hell that is. But see, look, it's 85. It's miles away. There's no way I could be able to tell what it is. All right, let's see if CleanAir, we've given it a few minutes. Let's see if CleanAir has got any stats. Hooray. Okay, it's finally got some stats. So, okay, it says my house is awesome, which it isn't because I've got Bluetooth and mobile phones all over the place. But let's just have a look anyway. Because this is the one thing you can't do at home. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to show you everything you need an access point for. And then you at home later on can muck around and play around with management, security, and WLANs. Because this, you can make 1,000 WLANs and customize them to the cows come home if you want. So, CleanAir, let's see, what have we got? So we've got no interference. So the air quality report, okay, it's nothing. It has not found anything. It hasn't found anything at all in the 5 gig range. No noise at all, which I don't really believe, but never mind. Now I know I've got Bluetooth. Because my son's iPad, oh, he's not playing his iPad, so maybe that's why. So this hasn't detected anything either, which is a bit of a shame. Oh no, there we go, fine, okay. So there is something. And it doesn't know what it is. So it's not a PC, that's what I mean. This CleanAir doesn't show you PCs, it shows you stuff. So it could be an Xbox, a PlayStation, a Bluetooth, a cordless phone, a non-standard 2.4 gig radio. In fact, I know what it might be. My next door neighbor had some trouble a little while ago. So he bought a whole bunch of cameras, and I think he's got one camera actually on his front fence facing his driveway, and I think that's Wi-Fi. So I bet you, oh, there we go. See, look, it's detected a tiny bit of Bluetooth in my house. You can, but I think, so the question in the chat, hopefully you guys can see the chat as well. Can you train it what to learn? The library would grow. Like I said, this version of controller is super duper old. So what I want to do now is I'll turn this off and I'll fire up. I've got a VM of the newest one. Now the access points won't be able to see it because, look, no, that's what I'm saying. The licensing is, okay, licensing, you asked me about licensing. Software activation, licenses. There you go. I've activated this and it's given me 8 weeks. 8 weeks, 3 days. However, remember I said the base version of this, 12 access points forever. However, Cisco sort of, good old honesty system, because I've downloaded the software, I logged in to download it, it assumes that I've got the license. Sorry, I should look at the camera, I've got to look at my own ones. So, but because I activated the eval, I've got 8 weeks. Now, remember, that's why I like using 8.0, because it's just old enough that dodgy things work, but it's new enough that all the nice features work. So I've got 15 minutes to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this off. Just do it here. All right, I'll turn it off. Power off. All right, we'll turn so this is the newest one. We'll power this one on. Now I played with this the other day, so I'm pretty sure it's all set. It's got a different MAC address, so I might have to clear the ARP cache on the router for it to work, but we'll see what happens. So this is I know the bootloader says 8.5, but it's actually 8.10. So this is the newest. I downloaded this just the other day. This is the absolute newest flagship Cisco Wireless Controller, but those 2 access points won't like it. So because it's not supported, remember I showed you the this chart here. This chart, see? 3600s, and they stop. So, oh no, sorry, where is it? There, 8.5. So this 8.9, I would need to, and in fact I went on eBay just for fun, and 37s are still like $150. So, because they're still current technically, so that's why they're so expensive. But 35s and 36s, like you say, you see them for 20 bucks, 30 bucks. People are throwing them away because they're you can't use them on the newest version of controller. So yeah, but I mean, I remember the first time we got a 35, and it's just amazing. It's powerful, it's lightweight, it's got a pretty flashy LED on the front, it's got a fantastic mount kit, it does clean air, and 36s are the same. And I'll show you just quickly. The 36s, have actually got, it's a bit hard to see, but they've got this big hole here, and a sort of a cover here, and there's actually a module that clicks on for another radio, for a really high-powered, high-smarts spectrum analyzer. So it's got the CleanAir built in, but you can bolt on another option to actually do even more smarts. So, but remember, when you're going to buy these off eBay, you need to power them, because I've got a PoE switch. So you can either get a plug pack that plugs into here, or you can get a little PoE power injector. So sure, it's only going to spend you 50 bucks to get one of these, but it's going to spend you another 50 bucks to get a power injector or something, some sort of PoE switch. Alright, so that should have booted by now. Why does it always do that? Excellent. So hopefully this has cleared the ARP cache, and I can, oops. Excellent. So this is what the new one looks like. It's a bit more funky, a bit more sexy. So I click login. And we get this beautiful web page. Oh, look, isn't this sexy? Oh, we've got this, we've got this beautiful web page. We've got wireless networks. We've got access. Oh, sorry, don't let the cat out of the bag there. So we've got access points. We've got clients. We've got rogues. We've got all this lovely, the dashboard and performance and all this beautiful stuff. And then you accidentally do one click, and it's the same. So we get everything delivered. So yeah, so what I might do is I might make a short video, or maybe for next week I'll do 8.5, because I can actually get the APs in there at 8.5. But it's got a few extra things. Look at this, cloud services. Oh, that's a bit interesting. If you create a wireless LAN now, under security, we have WPA version 3 is now an option. So WPA v2, WPA 3, and it's got AES and these standards that I have no idea what they are. So there's a few, there are a few little things that they've added. Let's look at the splash page. So if we go here, oh, that's pretty much the same. The splash page is pretty much the same. So there's policy mapping. I have no idea what that does. Never even seen it before. Advanced. Oh no, that's pretty much the same. IPv6, of course, because that's good. Oh, icons. It's icon. Icon. No idea what that does. Like I say, it's all licensing. Where's the licensing? Licensing. So I haven't licensed this one. Oh no, same. So you get 12 weeks. Actually, I think I did license this one. I get 12 weeks. 12 weeks for 200 access points. Yeah, so I have. So if you look in the, so what I did last week, I want you to play with this, and I've made the NetLab.
So thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, click the notification bell, If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment with what you'd like me to make for my next video. I'll see you in the next one.